Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Blue Collar Future Podcast. We've got Jessie, our co-host, with us today, and I'm your host, Jaden Robison. Jessie, what's up?
So, man, just hanging out with this sleepy little guy.
Yeah, you guys are just wasting time at work, so you've told me, waiting for projects to be ready.
Yeah, we've got like we do have projects, so like they're finishing the hospital and the men in City Hall. But as far as like me, Mike, and Steven, we're taking the stone off of that. It's like Dad grabbed a filler job. We're taking the stone off that parking garage and putting it back on, and it's like, hey, you don't need to hurry. So my day is just staring at the sky, pretty much. I'm
I saw
being
that. That looks
an
pretty
errand
crazy.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
looks interesting. I've
yeah.
seen,
They just got a lot of water damage.
yeah, is that like, correct me here, it looked like the stone was just onto the foundation that was there or something on the wall.
Yeah, so they did poured walls up the garages and then
Hmm.
stuck stone to it, but no scratch coat, no prep, nothing. So it's just like they literally
Okay.
like spotted stone and put it there. So it
Yeah, I
didn't really bond.
saw how it looked, and I've seen stone on a job recently where they like stick that crap on with a scratch coat and like I
Mm,
swear it's 3 inches of mortar on there that they just like
yeah,
stick it on there
yeah,
with. And when I saw your guys' stuff you were taking off, what the other people did, I was like, holy crap, that looks like dog shit. I don't know anything
yeah,
about it, so
yeah. And they just like they never. So there was no drip edge on the precast. So like in our world, if water hits that, it comes down and goes behind it. If there's no
yeah.
drip edge, because it doesn't break that surface tension to drop down the face. And then
Hmm.
cultured stone's better now, but the stuff that they were using is older, so it's just like it just crumbles. Like you saw me hit it with a hammer, it just turns into dust. Whereas now it's a little more solid rather than like more of a plaster. And so it's just a ton of water damage in the first, right underneath that precast. Some of it's worse than others. As you saw in my video when I like pulled the whole sheet off. But yeah,
Yeah, no
it's
kidding.
it's all right. It's keeping us busy. Steven and Mike like it because they get to do something besides brick and stone, and so I'm just keeping them occupied.
I saw Stevens getting him some little mailbox side projects or something.
Hmm. Yeah, it was good. That's what my video about was the other day because I was like, I don't need to do all of these myself, especially when there's people like him that are trying to get ahead.
Oh, did you have him go do them? They were for people that reached
Yeah,
out to you.
yeah. Everybody tagged me on Facebook, and I was like, I don't. I was like, this is something that would be perfect for him. Like where he's an apprentice, like that's up his alley. He'd love to do it.
Now imagine that. Somebody that's like looking out for the guys below him and trying to help them make some more money and do some more work and stuff.
I'm
Imagine that.
trying my best.
Imagine that. I thought this was like a, everybody, races to the top kind of world.
But it feels like it's a race to the bottom some days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. I mean, look at those guys that put that stone on too that you guys are
Hmm.
tearing down. Everybody likes to talk crap on each other's work online and stuff. Like that's a whole
Yeah,
trend with construction work. You can't even post a video without someone just being like, "This looks like absolute shit. You don't
yeah,
even know what you're doing. You're a hack." But
yeah.
there's people like that are literally putting out just crap work, and you're like, how are you getting those jobs? And then if you happen to figure out who it was, I mean, if they're still in business, how does that even work? You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's just there's always the guy that'll do it cheaper or this or that, and it's like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and somehow they stay in business, and it's only because they're cheaper.
Hmm. Yeah, well, and they're 1099ing everybody and not paying them what they should be, and a hundred other things.
Yeah, and they don't have. I mean, yeah, they're not taking care of their guys and essentially hiring it out. I mean, you could see that seems like a lot of the thing that happens when people get jobs and then sub it out to other little contractors and stuff.
Hmm.
There's no like focus on the quality. I mean, he's literally just trying to turn work around and get work.
Yeah, and that's all. I mean, it's in the client and the contractor. So it's
Yeah.
the client wants it done as cheap as possible. The contractor wants as much money as possible. So it's like You go find the guy that, like I said, is 1099 as employee. He's not paying workers' comp. He's not paying insurance, any of that stuff. So
Yeah, he
he
could be
can
really
obviously
cheap.
do it for, yeah, a third the price of the rest of us. But then you get a third the quality of work, So
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because a lot of people nowadays are trying to push the trend that you should be getting kind of the middle quote on quotes that you get for your projects and stuff. And I don't think very many homeowners actually do that because they see the cheap price and they're like, "Oh, I saved some money. Why would I go spend another 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 bucks or however much it is with this guy when I can take this cheap bid?" And it's just like anytime I'm bidding like a side project or something, and they start telling me that they've got other bids and man, we're leaning toward this other one, but if we get a better bid, then we might go with it. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Sounds like you got a good price for you. I'm not even gonna waste my time.
yeah, I like that meme. That's like, so and so said they could do it for $1,000 less. He's like, cool, call him. He goes, well, they don't answer their phone. It's like, right.
There you
Like,
go. There you
yeah.
go. Yeah, why'd you tell me then? Yeah, I had someone I was talking to potentially bid something, and yeah, they were like telling me what the project is and giving me all the stuff, and then finally they were like, to be honest, we've got a few bids already. We have one that we like. Unless we find a better bid, we're probably going to go with it. And I was like, sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds good. You got a good
Not
deal
gonna,
there.
not gonna waste my time.
No.
Yeah.
So I think they even
It's
told me
need
what
to,
the amount was too, and I was like, I don't even care anymore. This
yeah.
has gone way beyond. I'm not about to get in a bidding war over a dang side job. So
Yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm in the same boat because, like, I think a lot of people don't realize is I factor in like what I think my time outside of work is worth. It's like I'd rather hang out with him and my wife, you know.
yeah. Well, it's interesting because a lot of people think that if you get someone to do this little project that's technically a side job type project, that it'll end up being cheaper than if you get a licensed contractor.
Hmm.
And I don't think that's always the case because I think like when I bid stuff, I bet I'm more expensive than a lot of contractors out there that are just trying to get work out because they're hungry. I mean, I'm throwing a number out there that's going to be worth it for me
Hmm.
to deal with the potentially all the questions past 5 o'clock at night when they're texting you wondering about stupid things and
Hmm.
all of my time outside of work and probably working in the afternoons and stuff and on the weekend. I'm taking all that into consideration and making sure it's worth it for me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it ends up being cheaper for most people.
No.
So,
Every bid I give is my I don't want to do this price. Like there's no there's no other option in my brain.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what do we got on the plate today, dude? We
Yeah.
got
Yeah, we're gonna discuss how to build a career in the trades and not just a job.
your dad hands it to you and then you get paid every week.
Yeah, you get shares in the company, and yeah, you don't even have to go to work, dude.
Yeah.
You just get paid.
Yeah.
Well, what is this is an interesting conversation to have and a necessary one because a lot of people do view all trades as just a job. I mean,
Hmm.
you'd be hard pressed to go onto a construction site and talk to any of them really, and you probably won't get more than 50% of them that even think that it's a career. They're just like, yep, just here to get some money. I mean, what do you think it takes to transition from seeing your job as just a paycheck to building a career?
Dude, I mean personally for me, because I think we've talked about this before, is I was a younger dude, I didn't actually like it didn't click for me for a while, that like this is my thing, right? And I think we both had that kind of eureka moment, the aha moment of like, oh wait, no, this is cool. And I think what really helped it like stick with me was just real like transitioning from the thought about like I show up, I go home to like I'm building something that's gonna last forever. And then on top of that, like starting to kind of take account of like all the things that look really cool that we do. Because it's like you look at some buildings and we all do it. And you look at like the details of a building and like, oh, how'd they do that? And like, this is really cool that they did this and whatnot.
Man, that looks like crap.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. And so I think transitioning from this is about, clocking in at whatever time and clocking out at whatever time. And, we're to like, I'm creating something that like my name's on for a long time. And then, really starting to pay attention to what goes on in our world
Mm,
of like the little details and like the stuff that's really cool. I think those two things really started to like make those cogs turn for me of like what I guess finding what I was passionate about in the industry, right?
hmm.
And so that started turning those wheels, and then eventually it turns into like this that we're doing now of I want to help the next guy, the next guy up create something because as cool as it is to create a building that lasts forever, it's infinitely cooler to or exponentially cooler to create help a guy create that career for himself. And so, there's levels to it and it keeps growing. So I think, yeah, once I transitioned from like thinking about the time and the money to what I'm passionate about and finding that passion and really digging into it, that's really what did it for me.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it right there where you said you found your passion in it. I mean, I think I talk about this a lot where I feel like people can turn anything into their dream job, really. Like we'll say
Hmm.
they can become passionate and learn to love anything that they do. It's just about finding something you can be passionate about in it. And I think, I mean, I have a hard time thinking you would be able to do that about cleaning shitters, but people do it. People make
Hey,
money
bro,
doing it.
if yeah, you could be the guy out there that's like, I'm gonna make sure that these guys have the cleanest shitters in the world. Like, I'm gonna be that guy, you know?
And we need those because a lot of
Yeah,
them are nasty and a lot of them don't get cleaned like ever. So,
yeah.
hey,
Oh yeah, dude,
except
it
for
makes the world of it makes a
except for
world of
when
a difference.
yeah, yeah. No, it does. It makes the whole job site. I mean, everybody's like all angsty all day when they can't go to the bathroom because they feel like they're gonna die in there. So I was gonna say they do get cleaned, but only when we are on the job site because somehow they just like follow us around. We're on a different job site every day, and
Yeah,
it's like almost every day there's a shitter cleaner there. Which,
you get to smell it all day.
ah, freaking yeah. So I mean, I think honestly doing stuff, listening to things like this podcast,
Uh-huh.
really can help people to their job as a career rather than just showing up to get a paycheck.
Uh-huh.
Because I think a lot of it is about knowing where your opportunity is. If you feel like you have nowhere to go in whatever you're doing and
Uh-huh.
you can't see past like the present day and you don't have a vision for it, it's really hard to view anything like that. It's really hard to view it as a career because you're like, yeah, this is dead end. There's no
Uh-huh.
room for growth. There's no opportunity to go do something else. So I think, honestly, if you can look for opportunity, keep an open mind about what you're doing, and like try to learn something new every day, that'll all help you transition to seeing it as a career because that's what it's about. Is
Uh-huh.
maybe even looking at what other people are doing that have the same type of experience that you do because there's a lot of people that start off in one thing and then they move to another and then all of a sudden they are running a multi-million dollar contracting business. I mean, maybe that's what you want to do,
Uh-huh.
seeing what other types of opportunities there are in the trades with your experience. The cool thing about them is you can move from one specialized trade to going to work for a general contracting firm, or you could even go be an inspector. Honestly, you could
Uh-huh.
get qualifications to do just about anything, and with experience you get from your specific trade, you'll be valuable just about anywhere. I think
Yeah.
looking for opportunities and realizing that there's either room for growth where you are, or you can do whatever you want later on is important.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Yeah. And I think it's very important as leaders on site and business owners and foremen and stuff like that to be able to create those opportunities for the people that are with us that trust us. So it's give your guys a clear plan of like, hey, if you do this, you get this. If you do this, you get this. And then, here's top out, like here's what you can get. And if you want, like you said, if you want to make a lateral move over to here to be in project management or inspection or any of those other things, like it's
Mm-hmm.
all of your skills are going to build up to where you want to go as long as you're looking for it and who you're working for is providing those opportunities. And if who you're working for doesn't provide those opportunities, then you can always find somewhere that does.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people complain about their companies that they work for that don't have a clear plan like that, and or
Mm-hmm.
they don't have leadership in the company that assists them in learning new things. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's equally as bad of a situation to be in, because if you can't show up to work and expect to be able to learn something new or try something new, it
Mm-hmm.
can become really monotonous. So, I mean, one
Yeah.
thing I do actually for our guys, or at least try to do, is when we're doing things that, I mean, we'll say that I handle specifically, I try to
Mm-hmm.
like explain the stuff I'm doing to guys around me and then let them try stuff, because it doesn't do me any good to be the only one that knows how to form a set of stairs or something. Like, it doesn't do me any good. Then I have to be doing it forever. And I think we
Mm-hmm.
have this weird culture in construction where people want to be like, they don't want to help their guys learn more because, I don't know, either they have to pay them more or they don't think they can be trusted. I mean, there's
Yeah.
all sorts of weird reasons that might be happening, but you see it all the time. We just hired a kid actually, that he's a 19-year-old, and he's my wife's cousin. He said that where he was coming from, they didn't like ever try to help him learn anything, and like he would ask questions and then they would just like brush him off and not answer him. And I'm like, dude, what a shame. They
Yeah.
lost an employee pretty much because he felt like he couldn't do anything there.
Yeah.
So
I think
it happens.
there's a lot of crabs in a bucket mentality in construction where like
Yeah.
they think that if you get better than them, you're somehow going to like replace them or leave them or something. But it's really
Yeah.
important to realize that if you're a leader in this industry or you're doing anything that's leading people, your job is not only to create or to build these great structures, but also to create and build great people, like
Yeah.
regardless of whether they stay with you or not.
Yeah. Well, I think that people get hung up in this dichotomy between leadership and management. So I talked
Mm,
about that. I think I did a video on that not too long ago. Leadership is essentially, what was the quote? Management is climbing the ladder efficiently. Leadership is making sure the ladder's on the right wall. I think too many people try to like get all their hands on the whole thing and try to like dictate what everybody's doing, and they're like
mm,
in the thick of it, and then they can't like see forward and see the direction they're going in. We've talked about that
mm.
before. Like, you have to be
See the
able to,
force.
yeah, you have to be able to look ahead. And
Mm,
if they were able to do that, they'd see maybe not teaching this person is not such a good idea, because if I can teach them and they can take this over moving forward, be able
mm.
to do more work and make more money and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But like that's the parking garage project. Like 100%, like it's no fault of their own, but like I just have more experience. So it's like I could get that job done far faster than the other two boys could.
yeah, yeah,
But what's the point? What's the point? Like, what's the point of me keeping that knowledge? Like, if they don't do it, they're not going to get any faster. So what's the point? Like you need to be able to put your guys in the position to learn more and get better so that they can get to your level. And, essentially the rising tide raises all the ships, right? In
mm-hmm.
that situation. So if we're all that confident at that skill level, every job that we do can be done better and faster and so on and so forth. And that
Yeah,
makes everything better for everybody.
yeah, yeah. I've had to definitely work on that over the years, and this is why I feel like it's a sort of a widespread thing, because when you're starting out, you do want to be the best, and you want to be able to do everything. So there's a weird transition you have to make, like we've discussed
Hmm.
before. You have to transition from like, I can do everything on my own, to I need to have everybody help, because
Hmm.
I'm going to get it done faster, and maybe I can do it better, but it's not better for me to do it all. So I've had to
Yeah.
work on that as well. And
Yeah.
so this is something we can help in our positions to help other people see that they have opportunity moving forward.
And if you're the person in the other foot, you got to look for the opportunity and make sure that you're in places that provide those opportunities and figure out what you're
Yeah.
passionate about and really dig deep into those areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think some tips are for planning a career in construction long term, and like setting goals, acquiring new skills, and finding mentors and stuff like that.
That right there is you're probably finding your mentor is probably the good one because like we all know that like the construction and the gatekeeping thing, but more often or not than not one of the journeymen on site is probably going to be a decent guy. That's like as long as you show up and work and show that you're like quality, like he's okay, I can invest in this kid, right, or this person. And if I can invest in him, then like that journeyman there is going to be the guy that you need. Like you need to stand next to him on the, and learn everything that you can from him. That's what I did. Like I found, luckily I had a couple of them that were really good. But like when I was trying to learn how to lay and do all the things on the wall, I was just his little shadow and made sure like everything he told me I did. And like, hey, you need to fix this. Cool, I fixed it. Like so finding that mentor is probably the most important thing. Like figuring out who it is on your crew that you can look up to and learn from and be a sponge of is really important. And then as you said, setting the goals for yourself of like, hey, I don't want to just be the hot tender. I don't want to just be the forklift operator. I want to be able to do this, this, and this, and then reverse engineer from there. Like, okay, how do I be the project manager? Okay, I need to learn all these skills. How do I be the best mason on the wall? Like I need to do this, this, and this, and I need to get my 1% better every day. And as far as creating a career in construction, I think like really important things are one, yeah, find your mentor, list your goals, and then figure out a financial plan for yourself. That's really important because I think a lot of guys get stuck in certain things because they just don't think about it and they're spending all their money on other things. If you're going to make a career out of construction, you need to very much pay attention to what you're earning, what you're spending, and what your income goals are, but also what your savings goals are and things like that. Because you don't like you need to take care of yourself. You need to be able to take care of your own shit. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that real quick, if your company offers some sort of retirement benefit, that's a super easy and important thing to do if they can do a match program.
hmm
Because, I mean, first of all, it's free money, but that's important to start as soon as possible. And
hmm
it's really nothing insane. I mean, so I have a little retirement plan set up that we've all been offered to use. I think some of the guys either didn't want to or did like bare minimum amounts, which is still fine. But
hmm
from when I started mine to like when I'm 65, it'll be like $5 million, which is pretty impressive by then. I mean,
hmm
that's I can do whatever I want with that pretty much. And
hmm
what the equivalent is by the time it comes out of my paycheck is like $30 a week or something. It's like, I mean, I'm investing $30 a week essentially myself to after tax income because it's coming out before tax to have $5 million when I retire or
hmm
around then. I mean, that's pretty good. Having stuff like that, setting something like that up kind of gets your mind geared or starts to have your mind think about long-term goals and
hmm
what you might need by that point, how you're going to get there. And as long as you're kind of future oriented, I think you'll be able to look for opportunity and honestly figure out where you want your career to go, because I don't think you have to have it figured out immediately. I think that you can be future minded and maybe have some things that you want to be able to do so that
hmm
when ideas or opportunities come up, you can be like, oh, yep, that's what I want to do. And you can start pursuing it.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's been a minute since we've done this on the podcast, but if you've listened to the first couple, like I'm very, very adamant about reverse engineering what and like being intentional with what you want going on,
Yep.
right? So it's
Yep.
like you need to like figure out what you want and work backward from there. And you need to do everything in your life with some intention if that's where if you're trying to figure out your future, right? So it's from, figuring out what you want to make and what you want to save and how you want to retire to like thinking about stuff like maybe buying the brand new platinum isn't a good idea and you should save that. Like think about you got to like I said, you got to be intentional and reverse engineer, so don't put roadblocks in your way like that or go spend all your money on alcohol and nicotine or fun or any of that stuff. Like you need to just pay attention to the world around you if you're going to create a career in this industry or any
Mm-hmm.
industry like that. I think that advice would apply to anything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to get caught up in all the things that we all care about. Like everybody wants a big truck, everybody wants the nice stuff, everybody wants like this, or the culture is to stop at the gas station and get your three white monsters and your pack of Zins or like whatever it is. But like if you're if you're paying attention to what you want out of your future, you know, like you got to figure out how those things fit into it and if they do or don't, and be disciplined.
Hmm.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, the gas station thing is it's crazy, but everybody it's so common to stop somewhere and purchase like these little treats and stuff on our way to work. I mean, a lot of people run by their Starbucks and they end up spending, $15-20 a day doing that, plus all of their lunch and eating out. Yeah, I mean, I go to gas stations and I tell people
same.
probably shouldn't, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I have to be very mindful about what I'm doing so that I don't
Mhm.
end up having three Red Bulls or whatever in a day and having all of these different treats. I mean, sometimes I'll get out of hand and I'll be like, I'll stop and I'll get a Red Bull and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a protein drink. Oh man, I'm gonna
Mhm.
get a protein bar and then I think I need to get an electrolyte
Yeah.
drink. All of a sudden, I've spent like $15 or $20 at a gas station. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. I don't need any of that. I drink water. I could drink water just fine.
Oh
And
yeah, if you want those things, plan ahead and buy them on Saturday or Sunday and at the
yeah,
store,
at the
you know, where
store.
it's you can get a better price on it and those sort of things. Like I said,
Yeah,
I held my cup up because like I'm not
yeah,
any different, but like I am
yeah.
aware that I can afford that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can have my Coke Zero and be fine.
Yeah, don't get to the end of the month and be like, "Oh man, I don't make any money. I don't know where it's going." When, a lot of people stop at the gas station and I see a lot of construction guys stopping at gas stations in the morning and
Well,
getting like this pile of stuff. I mean,
um,
they're getting cigarettes and they're getting all of their little treats and breakfast and all that stuff and it'll total to like $30-40 and they don't give a crap. And I'm like,
yeah,
dude, you are wasting so much money on all that stuff. I don't even understand.
yeah,
And that's a good way to just be essentially stuck where you are forever and have to
mhm,
not even have an option to pursue other things or even think ahead when all you're thinking about is I don't have enough money to
mhm.
pay bills because I'm spending it all on random stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like I've been there. Like I've been the
Yeah.
guy that stops at the gas station two or three,
Yeah.
4 times a day and does the thing. And like, yeah, if you're like if you're trying to figure out how to get ahead or get out or like whatever, get out of your situation, those sort of things. Like again, you need to reverse engineer from what your goals are, figure out that,
Mhm.
and then like if you need like the financial aspect of things, there's so many free resources online at this point to
Mhm.
help you budget things, or there's people in those spaces that can help you with all of the information they put out.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
funny.
you got to be intentional and you got to care about what you're doing, and
Mhm.
that goes from, like we said, from what skills you want to learn and what income you want to make, all the way down to like, does this move me forward or does it hinder me?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean that's the keystone of building a career in the trades is intentionality because you can't just show up to work, take your money and go home. So I mean, you can
Mhm.
boil this down I guess to being intentional, which I come back to this a lot because I think
Mhm.
intentional is a really powerful word. A lot of people
Mhm.
just live their life on autopilot and just kind of going through the motions. If you can show up to work and be like, okay, today I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z better than I did yesterday, or I'm gonna figure out how to do this a little bit better. I'm going to do this a little bit faster. This guy over here learned how to do something that he has been struggling with. Like, whatever it
Mhm.
is, you start thinking like that, it'll be pretty easy to view it as a career and see opportunities that could be and make more money and do all that stuff if you are constantly like trying to, we'll just say, be better in
Mhm.
whatever way, whether it's be
Mhm.
better leader, be a better form setter, be a better concrete finisher, bricklayer, whatever it is, be better at something, helping others, whatever, and that'll help you progress and start to realize things that you like about your career. I actually recently decided I figured out I really liked helping the other guys figure out how to do things, essentially, like
Mhm.
teaching them how to do stuff. That's a new what passion of mine, I guess. I don't know, something like that. A new
Mhm.
thing I've found I like at work is being able to be in a position where I can teach people how to do things and then see them start to do them and get better, it's like, wow, that's really cool. That's actually way better than just doing it myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's something about that. Like that's I've been big on that for a little while now because it's way cooler to see someone else get it than to see me like do it well. But, like
Yep.
I know I can do it well, but it's cool to see like whether it's Steven, Mike, or Kyle, or Colby, or like any of these young guys, like see them do something and like see it click and then they get stoked on it. Like that is exponentially cooler than me doing anything
Mm-hmm.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So part of building a career in the trades is going to be like building your reputation.
Hmm.
So how do you think you can go about building your reputation in your community and with your employer to where you're becoming like the go-to person in your field? Because that's you have a career in construction, you're essentially trying to become this go-to person in your field for people that are around you.
Yeah, and I mean, I made the video that touched on this the other day. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy. Like 9 out of 10 times, if someone posts that they need masonry work done, I'm getting tagged because
Mm-hmm.
those people know that one, I'm going to show up, two, I'm going to do a good job, and three, like I'm not going to let them down because they tag me. Like I'm a good recommendation, right? And so that's
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do. That's what you want to do if you are intent on creating a good reputation is show up and do what you said you're going to do and do it well and like give them, more than what they asked for, essentially, right? So it's like I always had the goal of if I went and did a job, I wanted the homeowner to be stoked on it when I was done, or the client in our commercial world, or even as simple as like the journeyman next to me of like, oh, he didn't have to fix my stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you need to create trust, and you create trust in this industry by doing what you said you were going to do and doing what you're supposed to do, and then in turn that reputation, like not only does it become that, but it becomes people trust your recommendation of someone else as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the position now where like I can recommend my apprentices to go do jobs because people trust that not only would I get that job done, but who I recommend would get that job done as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if Steven, or like right now with the mailbox, if Steven goes over there and I drive by that mailbox and say it looks like shit, I'm going to tell him to take it down. Like it's not going to because I trust him, right? And I'm not worried about him at all. But if I were to drive by and be like, Steven, I'm the one that gave, like, they know your name because of me, right? That was what it is. So you will not leave that out on the road where they can see it because someone's gonna be like, oh, Jesse recommended that person to do that, right? And that's important because you have to be strict about the things that create your reputation, right? Like you have to be adamant about those things. Like I'm not going to go put a shit product out because I know eventually that gets down the road. Like I don't want to be the guy, that used to work for me that when people tag him on Facebook, they're like, "Oh no, that dude took our deposit and then claim he says he's doing this X, Y, and Z, and someone else had to come fix it." Like, because it follows him now, right? He like thought he was going to go out on his own, and he's done the thing where like he took the deposit and never did the work, or like he did a really shoddy job and we had to go fix it because they know us or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that they call and they're like, hey, we know you did a really good job. Like we can see it. Like this person's house, and this person's house, they speak very highly of you. You delivered and gave them more than what they asked for, and you did a really good job. Like that's the person you
Mm-hmm.
want to be.
Yep.
And so, and you only get that from doing the work, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and doing the work properly,
Yeah, and consistently.
consistently. Yeah.
Yeah, and having a dedication to that over like you know a few years at least of a span until people understand. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is where social media is really cool because because of social media, I have become this person a lot. Like I'll get people tagging me in stuff constantly from
Mm-hmm.
even the Cache Valley 411 group online, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
even live up there, or in Connect Utah group, like stuff down here.
Mm-hmm.
People will be asking for concrete and they'll tag me or they'll send people my way, and it's really cool. And I feel like a lot of it is because of social media, but then also a lot of it is because of our company reputation, which has been built up over 20 plus years of
Mm-hmm.
doing work consistently and doing it well and doing what we say we're going to do when we say we're
Mm-hmm.
going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of that stuff is super crucial to get right. And I think a lot of people just try to make a quick buck instead of like actually trying to do a good job.
Yeah,
to
and that goes back to your first point of like, how do you turn this from a job into a career, or like, what do you do? Like, if you're gonna build a reputation, you need to create a passion for it. And you need to go out and do what you said you did, because like, it's not just, oh, cool, I can go make $600 today because I went and did this, or like whatnot. The money is nice, but it's no motivation to do those things, because otherwise, like, it has to be something else. You need to be passionate about providing a quality product for the people that trust you. Otherwise, you're not gonna like. You don't want the reputation of, oh, the dude came and did it really quick, but it looks like shit.
which there's a plenty of those people out there. So if you can try to be the person that is going to do a good job and stand by what they say,
Hmm.
it won't be very hard to stand out. But yeah, that's to get to that point, you have to start looking at it as more than just, oh yeah, I'm doing this for money, and it is what it is. I don't really care. So
Yeah, it's like I made a video a long time ago about how I went back down to Ogden and laid 16 brick for free because they didn't have the door right, right?
mm-hmm.
And people in those comments are like, you should never do anything for free. You should never do this. I was like, no, I mean, let's be honest. I probably could have asked while I was there of like, hey, this looks funny.
Yeah,
So like, there's partial responsibility on me, but I went down there because I felt it was my responsibility to make sure that the product I delivered was correct. So I'm not going to say like, hey, screw you, put some caulk in it. I'm not going to say like, I'm going to go down there and do it. And there's the people that are like, oh, that's on the contractor. They should have paid you more. I'm like, well, if I go fix that for Zach, like in my mind, if I go fix that for Zach, I have the reputation of like, hey, he can trust me to go get stuff done, even if it was like, if something needs to be fixed. In turn, he, like, the dude has gotten me. I did that. I did a fireplace for him, like paid me, 550 a brick. He had me go down, and it was a drive, so he knew it. But I went down to Thanksgiving Point and filled in that block thing. It was one, it was 6 block and 4 halves, and he paid me $2,500 because they needed
jeez,
someone to do it, and they needed it done right then. He's like, I can trust Jesse, and if something's messed up, he'll fix it.
yeah,
Like, it was, the drive took twice as long as the work, in that situation. But it's because I built a reputation with him in particular that like, I'm going to go fix this, or like, I'm going to get the thing done and I'm going to make sure it's done right. And so that's the person you want to be in this industry. You don't want to be the fly by night dude that like shows up and slaps something together and then, whatever. It's you want to be the guy that people can trust, and that's how you build a
yeah,
reputation, and that's also how you take care of the people around you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, so it's almost like the first 2 points we talked about are what you need to do to kind of start getting moving towards this. But once you
Hmm.
start art, you view your job as a career. You're actively chasing like this perfection and this putting out a good job and standing behind your work. Then your reputation builds, and then you seriously at that point have opportunities all over the place because people are gonna, I mean, say you work for somebody and you've been doing all of this stuff, you get to that point where everybody knows the quality of work you do and everybody knows how knowledgeable you are, even if
Mm.
you've been just an employee and you've worked your way up to foreman and project manager, whatever you want. You will have people like tracking you down, trying to recruit you and doing all
Hmm.
sorts of cool stuff because you've put in the time and you view this as your career, and it's not just you show up, do your job and go home. You've made this like your life almost, and
Hmm.
it literally is your career, and your reputation is to the point where you'll start to have people refer you jobs and try to poach you from your employer. Like it's a cool
Hmm.
thing that happens, and you can see it pretty often. And you'll even have where the guy that's the project manager, the superintendent for your building that you're about to start on. You said he tried to retire, and they told him he couldn't because he's too good what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They like, and Brad, he's too good at his job, and he knows too much, and he's too not like, so they're having him, help the younger kids and kind of be the
yeah,
project manager. And they let him, like, I think he only works like 3 days a week or
yeah,
whatever, and then the other 2 days he's up at his cabin and whatnot. But like,
yeah,
yeah, that dude has built such a reputation that he gets things done that they're like, hey, we're gonna kind of let you retire. Like, we're gonna
yeah,
give you like everything you want, but we also like, could you show up 3 days
yeah.
a week?
Yeah, and you could look
Yeah.
at that and be like, "Well, man, that's so greedy of them. They're not letting them do their thing." But they are like, "No, like we need you to help us with some other guys and to try to help pass your knowledge on. And you've done such a
Hmm.
good job for us. Like, you can kind of be semi-retired, but would you mind? And I'm sure it went more like, yeah, would you please stay for like
Yeah,
part-time or
we'll
something?
we'll pay you this much, and I guarantee they made
Yeah,
it worth it for him. I
exactly.
guarantee.
Exactly. And it's just like, yeah, you can, and that's better anyways, because who wants to just loiter around all day and sit around? I mean, that's why
Hmm.
people retire and then they freaking die because they don't do anything. It's kind of sad
Yeah,
at that point. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
he got to a point where they literally were like, "We need you to help us. Could you please
Hmm.
stay?"
Hmm.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that retire that don't have that happen after they've been working in their whole career. They're like, their employer's like, "Yeah, okay, well, thanks for your time," and yeah,
Yeah. Here's your package. See ya.
yeah. So
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's even to the point like that job we just did at Shriver's. They're doing a different edition, and I guess the like Strivers has a contractor from California that technically does all their stuff, but then they subcontract out like to a local company to be the general contractor and then get all the subs and run all that stuff. Depending on like they probably do certain things like the plumbing and electrical, and then have a local contractor be over like the concrete masonry, that sort of stuff. But like I guess they got our quote and everything, and then that company was like, oh well, we found someone cheaper, so we're gonna go with them after like all the local guys had said like basically us, the local contractor, and some other guys like had more or less been told we're going to go do the next edition. And then that company from California was like, oh well, we found someone else. The client, Strivers, showed up and was like, hey, hell no. I was like, I approved them, and them to do this. You're not doing this because he's like, look at the job. He's like, look at the job they just did. He goes, they did that really quick. It's clean. Everything's perfect. He goes, no, we're not going to give. He goes, that's rude, and that's that's a reputation thing. It's like from something as simple as like filling the bean pockets. The superintendent told me because I saw him. He was at the same golf tournament we were at, and
yeah,
he's like, "Dude, he goes, they're real impressed with what you did." And I was like, "All I did was fill the hole and like did a clean job, like in my brain." But they're like, "Oh no, that's the coolest way we've ever seen it done." And I'm like, but like that sort of stuff is going to protect you in the future because it's your reputation, right? Of like, oh, even that little pocket, you filled it correctly. So we're going to make sure that this, $1.2 million edition that we're doing goes to them
yeah,
over little stuff like that.
yeah,
It's
yeah. That's awesome. I think to sum up, we could say how to build a career in the trades. You could be looking for opportunity, try to learn every day, and try to set goals and
be
kind of work
intentional.
forward. Yep, be intentional, seek mentorship, work on building your reputation.
Hmm.
All of that stuff, you will evolve to not seeing your job as just a job, but realizing it's a career and making
Hmm.
something of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you're intentional with your time and your thoughts and your career, then like reverse engineer it from there and create those things for you and look for those opportunities and be that guy to create that reputation.
Yeah, awesome. Great, Jesse. Well, that was a great episode. So, if you have anything else to add, we'll close her off here. If you guys like this episode, subscribe and share. Really helps. Join our Instagram channel to kind of keep updated. I don't post in there too often, but major updates I do. And everything helps. Leave a review, rating and review, and it really helps us grow the podcast.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Jaden. Thanks for doing this today.
Yep. Thanks, Jesse. We'll see you guys next time.